So basically that this is kind of a long video, I guess. So I decided to make two parts. So this is the second part. So I just talked about what I mistakes I made in 8th grade and ninth grade. So now I'm going to talk about mistakes I made in 10th grade. So, one basically the biggest mistake I made was doing too much volume. Now, emphasis too much volume, training volume. I was doing too many sets and stuff. But I don't feel that I was spending too much time at the gym. So here's the thing. Back in the old days, well, actually maybe I should have spending a little more time than necessary in the gym. I would work out for 90 minutes, which isn't that much longer than I do now. I normally work out now for like an hour 15 lifting weights. And that was like 90 minutes of lifting weights. So only like 15 more minutes then than now. But I would do in like so many sets. I would do like 70 sets in 90 minutes. And I would just like rush, like blast through them. Like that's basically a set every minute and a half. And keep in mind, there are some programs where people rest like 5 minutes between sets. I mean, it's common to rest like 90 seconds between sets, plus do actually executing the set. Like in my experience, I often find that I just take like 3 minutes to do a set on average, I would say. So basically, I was just blasting out sets. I would rest for like 10 seconds, 10 to 30 seconds, blast through the set like very fast and not focused, uncontrolled reps. And sometimes I would actually do well. Sometimes towards the beginning of my workout, I could actually do fairly well with this method, and I sometimes like to do this method at the end of my workout on certain days, or sometimes like before my deload. But I would do this for all my sets, and I would get fatigued kind of fast, but I would be like a little fatigued. It's kind of hard to explain, but anyway, it was too many sets. The second mistake I did was I did what I thought was the bench squat and deadlift, but they were all wrong. Okay, so basically, for the bench, at first I would do like basically half reps on the bench press. Like I was scared to touch my chest because then it would get stuck on my chest. Even if I had a spotter, I would still be scared. And then like, yeah, I was basically like very poorly done reps on the bench press. And then I got really scared, so scared of being under the bar that I just decided to switch to dumbbells. And there's nothing wrong with that. But literally, what I would do would be if somebody asks me my max on bench, like, people always say, how much you bench? I would literally tell them, I would pretend like I actually benched. Like, I would be like, I had like this formula to guess, like, if you can bench this much with dumbbells, you can bench this much with a barbell. And I'd basically tell them that my max is, if I took my theoretical, what I could do with a barbell weight, and then put it in for the reps I could do it. So say if I could do, I can't remember exactly, but say like I was benching 45 dumbbells for like a 4x8. So in my opinion, that would translate to a 135 4x8, which would translate to a 180 max. So I would literally tell people I can bench 180, or if someone asks me, I'm like 180. When in reality, I'm just doing a 4x8 with freaking 45-pound dumbbells. Like that really doesn't mean anything. Um, and then I remember trying it in like 135. It was like very difficult. So that was one thing. On the squat, I would do like basically half reps in the squat machine. At first, I used to do like half reps with real weight, and then I just kind of babied out of that and started just using the Smith machine. And yeah, like my Smith machine squat literally didn't mean shit. Like I would be like, I worked up to getting like 240 for a 4x8. That's like not happening, as you can see in my squat video. And then for the deadlifts, I didn't do deadlifts because I didn't want to like, I was kind of on the like the bro splits. Like I was kind of doing the bro splits. Like I was like, oh, I'm trying to do my back, so I don't want to work my legs while I'm doing my back. And if for those of you who don't know, a bro split, the idea is you basically dedicate like you're training each muscle once a week. So it's like you're working out like 5 days a week generally, maybe six to add a sixth session for like lagging muscle or something. And you have like arm day, chest day, back day, shoulder day, and leg day. Like each one once a week. So for and it's this is basically just going a little off topic. The way the bro splits, I'm pretty sure were introduced. It was basically that muscle protein synthesis generally lasts, I believe, like 24 to 48 hours, which is basically your body's like muscle building response after a workout per like individual muscle. So say you did chest on Monday, your muscle protein synthesis is going on until Wednesday. You might want to give it one extra day of rest and then you hit chest again on Thursday, for example. However, and that's like if you're natural. And actually, you can even hit it more often. There's stuff like DUP training where you're hitting a muscle like 3 to 4 times a week or so, and that works too. However, if you're on steroids, that muscle protein synthesis lasts dramatically longer. So you can so it's like you may as well just like hammer a muscle group once a week, let it have its like 7 days of muscle protein synthesis, and then hammer it like again so that you can barely move it the next day. And this is very effective for people who are like bodybuilders who are on steroids. And this kind of training kind of came out when steroids were going on. But okay, enough of that. Okay, oh yeah, the deadlifts. So instead of doing actual deadlifts, I would do rack pulls. Um, and I would be like, yeah, I can deadlift 315. And it's like, no, I could rack pull 315. Like, and yeah. And then, I went to, it was actually after this vacation where I was working out over vacation and stuff. Like, there was a nice gym and stuff. I came back from vacation. It's like midsummer, or like, it's like late summer. It's like late July. It's like summer's almost over, actually. And I'm just like, screw this, man. I gotta be serious. And then I just went straight into power building like I am now. And started eating in a higher calorie surplus and bulking and stuff more, which still like not as successful as I could have been, but and I went from like 125 to almost 140 where I am right now. I guess I'll throw up some current pictures maybe for those of you who haven't watched my previous videos. So to finish out this video, I was gonna do the thing part of what I was planning on doing, talking about my supplements and my nutrition plan, basically. So pretty much supplements are in general you don't really need them. There's a lot of supplements that are advertised, and in general, lots of them don't help much. However, I take basically the only two supplements that really do anything, and that is creatine is one of them. And this stuff, yeah, basically, so what creatine is, you take it with preferably with lots of fluids, and it pretty much like helps with a little bit with muscle recovery and stuff like that. It's probably the most common bodybuilding supplement, I would say. And the other one is whey protein. Now, I'm sure you've all heard of protein powder, and people often act, especially in the old days, that like it's some magical substance that'll like absolutely make you instantly build muscle. And the thing is, that's not really true. And this protein that powder that I just showed you is no different than chicken breast. The difference is that for many people, it is a lot easier to have just a quick protein shake or throw your protein in like a scoop of protein powder in oatmeal or something than it is to just sit there and eat a shit ton of chicken. So, Hope that's clear. And nutrition, this is very easy to explain. My current diet is I just eat a set number of calories, and which is about like 3,500, maybe even a little more sometimes on like harder training days. And I focus on getting protein, a lot of protein, and or I hit my calorie need and my protein needs, and then I just focus on getting a lot of high or just a lot of carbs. Just like focus on getting as many carbs as I can, and also not eating just like crap foods, just like not eating junk food and shit like that, and candy and shit like that. Yeah. So anyway, that's the video. Yeah, like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I don't know what my next video is, but see you in the next video.